Hello everybody, Icicle here, and today I've got a kill confirmed gameplay for you guys. For this one I'm using the DSR and I go 30 and 7. That's basically all I'm going to be talking about for this gameplay because the EA press conference as well as the Ubisoft press conference were yesterday. I'm going to kind of mash those together and talk about both of them. Right now I'm going to be talking about the EA press conference, which out of the two I liked a little bit more since the Ubisoft kind of started out as a train wreck, but it did get better at the end. But overall I think the EA was a bit stronger with the games that they released. First off, they had Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, which is the third-person type shooter. It looks like a really cool arcade-esque game. I'll probably check it out, but buying it depends on the price. $60 probably not, but if it's more around like the ballpark of 40, that seems like a more a better price for that game since it didn't look like a $60 game to me. That basically just consisted of them playing like one level. I really liked it because there was a class type to it. Like there was a Sunflower which acted as a healer. There was something they called a pea shooter, which was like more of the assault character, and then a cactus that acted like a sniper, and then they also had like a tank which acted obviously as a tank. The next game that they showed was Titanfall. Well, they showed it before, but now they're showing it again a little bit more. That's coming out in spring 2014. That's going to be a game that I'm really anticipating and really looking forward to. Next one that I'm probably going to pre-order the second it's available, Star Wars Battlefront, finally coming out with the next one. That game's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for the huge graphics updates from obviously the other ones in that game. Is going to be amazing. After that, they went to show off Need for Speed Rivals, which kind of confused me with the multiplayer type thing. Apparently, like you can play single player, but then join multiplayer, and then other people can join your multiplayer. Like you play as a racer, and then there's other people that can play as cops that join your race already into the race, and then they try to stop you during the race. It's overall, I didn't really understand that too well. And then also they're making a movie for it apparently in spring 2014. Not necessarily for Rivals, but just for Need for Speed in general. Just looked like a complete joke to me. It looked like a clone of Fast and Furious, but we'll have to see how that turns out. Next one was Dragon Age Inquisition. It's coming out in fall 2014. Obviously, I think it's a sequel to the Dragon Age series. Got some reoccurring characters in there for you guys who have played it before. I played them all. I liked them all. I really recommend them. This game, hopefully, is going to be a really good one. Next, they showed off all their sports games in like a one go. They showed off NBA Live 14, which doesn't look as good as NBA 2K 14, so I'm probably going to need that one over NBA Live. They showed Madden 225, which they basically said they're going to have smarter players like usual, and also no longer running into your offensive line's backs, which means there's no more raging for me when I play that game because I run into my player and then he just stops me and then I get tackled. FIFA 14, featuring FC Barcelona, and apparently I guess it's produced by Drake maybe, because he was there for some reason. I don't know why they didn't have a famous YouTuber there like KSI or somewhere along there, but you never know. Basically again, smarter players. They're going to make more off-ball runs and better foot skills, so I guess you won't have to do as many, and the players will kind of do it for you, which I kind of like because I'm not very good at those. And then UFC, brought to you by Muscles Glasses. Not interested in that game because I've never liked UFC. Battlefield 4, biggest thing, Levolution. I'm just kidding. There's also a commander mode where I guess you can kind of roam over the battlefield as like a commander type thing and call down airstrikes and stuff on enemy players. There's also 64 players online for PC. They played it on PC, so I'm not 100% sure if that is as well as Xbox and PS4. I really hope it is because that's going to be amazing because the maps in there are gigantic, and as well as there comes the big things that happen inside those, such as they destroyed a skyscraper, which what I want to point out, one thing that I noticed I was actually pretty glad I saw, is that there was a flag on top of there, and when it went down the flag disappeared, meaning that destroying stuff with objectives on it comes with a price, meaning that the objective actually goes away, so you have to be careful when you do that. But overall, this is going to be a really cool game when it comes out. Moving on to the Ubisoft, it started out as a complete train wreck. The host of that show, I don't know who that person was, but it was awful, just making terrible jokes the entire time, and that really turned me away at the start, but luckily they turned around about halfway through, and they released some pretty good games. They started off with the Rocksmith 2014 edition. I guess you can play guitar yourself now, and then you can make songs out of it and play along with the band, so you can have a virtual band. Yeah. And then there's Tom Clancy Blacklist, which looks very interesting. Apparently you're like a group of government soldiers fighting against terrorists called engineers who were trying to do something with a blacklist, and then the multiplayer, what you saw was spies versus mercenaries. Overall, it looks like a pretty cool game. I'm a big Tom Clancy fan, and there's another Tom Clancy game that came out that I'm going to get instantly when it comes out and available for pre-order, but I'll talk about that last. Next, they moved to Rayman Legends, which is coming out in September. Never played Rayman before, but I'm thinking about it because it looks like an interesting game, and I just kind of want to check it out. The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot is a free-to-play PC game. Apparently, you steal loot and protect your base, kind of like Clash of Clans, if you guys know what I'm talking about. It started off being kind of weird, but whoever the voice actor was for that character was really funny, because the ending of the trailer turned out really funny. You guys gotta check it out. It's a good one. Next one they showed was South Park Stick of Truth. Just keep it as a TV show, honestly. You don't need a side scroller or whatever for that. Then they moved on to The Crew, which is a criminal type racing game. Basically, you play as a crew, I guess, as like 1 or 4 players, and then you have to do various missions like take over an army truck with money in it and stuff like that. It's apparently the entire USA, which is awesome, and then it's online persistent, meaning that you can run into online players at all times, which is a really cool feature. And then all your cars are customizable. What they said, I believe, was you can customize it from engine to tires, which, I mean, it's kind of like Midnight Club LA if you guys have ever played that game. So it's going to be a good one when it comes out. Of course, they showed off Watch Dogs. Do you want to be the good guy or bad guy is basically what they went off, and it's your choice. And I was actually fooled at the start. This is how good the graphics are in this game. I was fooled as to thinking that the start of it was live action, because it looks so good, and I cannot wait to get one of these new consoles. I don't know which one I'm getting at, because when I talk about the Sony one next, they dropped a bit of a hammer on Microsoft, which I'm kind of scared for them, because if they don't fix what they have going right now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going with the PS4. Moving on to the next game. There was Just Dance 2014. I know all you guys are probably excited for that one. That's probably going to be game of the year for anybody who buys it. Then they went to talk about TV for just a little bit. The Rabbids Invasion. There's a TV show for it and a game while you play and watch. Why are you play and watch? You can watch TV and play a game over Rabbids. I'm done. Then they went and talked about Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, of course. Big game. Set somewhere in Cuba for most of the game, and they didn't really talk about much else. I mean, the guy kind of failed during the conference. When he was playing it, he missed a guy that was like right in front of him. He just like kind of tapped him in the shoulder. I don't know if he poisoned him or whatever, but it looked like he just absolutely missed the guy. That was pretty funny. It looks like a cool game, though. I'll probably check it out. Then there's Trials Fusion. There's a new trick system. I don't know if I like that. I just kind of like Trials as it was, kind of bailing out and stuff like that, just having overall fun. I don't know if I want to add a trick system to it, but they do what they want. It's probably going to end up being a good game either way. And then lastly, they came with the biggest hitter of the entire thing. I think this game was the coolest one I saw, and that would be Tom Clancy's The Division. It's a post-apocalyptic game, and it's set after a pandemic that happened during Black Friday, where people got really sick and just overall just started the collapse of the entire, I'm guessing USA and maybe world. It's set in New York, and apparently you're agents that are trying to rebuild by saving other people inside the city. It looks like a really cool game, really in depth. You can play multiplayer, and it's also massively multiplayer online. So overall, I'm just really excited for this game. I'm gonna pre-order it the second it's available, and you guys should really check it out. So if you guys like this video, leave a like, subscribe to see more stuff like this. Thank you guys for watching.